Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Ketubot page 34, which discusses the law of Daled B'Hei. In the event that a person would steal something from someone, and to even go above and beyond that, they decide to slaughter or sell this animal, so they have an obligation, whether it's an ox or a sheep, to have to pay 4 or 5 times its value, which of course is a penalty that we impose on this individual. And of course our goal is that once people realize the severity of these laws, that they're going to refrain from committing these types of crimes. Now, it's interesting that in the event that a person does this, but also they slaughter it for something in which is forbidden to derive any benefit from. For example, for idol worship. A person steals and slaughters an animal, and while they're slaughtering the animal, they're doing it because they want to worship a particular idol. Now, once that takes place, that animal is considered to be forbidden. One is not allowed to derive any benefit from this animal. And therefore, interestingly enough, there is an opinion that says that when it comes to these two cases in which there's actually a death penalty connected to worshiping an idol, what would be the law when it comes to having to pay this 4 and 5? So one says you do not have to pay, and the reason is because this is what's called a shechita she'eina ruya, that if you slaughter something, but you're not doing it for any real benefit because you are no longer allowed to enjoy that meat, you're not allowed to eat it, you're not allowed to benefit from it, so therefore it's not considered to be as though you actually slaughtered the animal. It has no real benefit, no real purpose. So therefore a person will actually not be obligated in that circumstance. Also, there's an opinion that says if on Shabbat, which a person is not allowed to cook on Shabbat, you're not allowed to slaughter an animal on Shabbat. Let's say a person does that on purpose. The person takes this animal and slaughters it or cooks on purpose. The question is, what do we do now with this food? Now, there's actually an opinion, Rabbi Sandler, who says that not only do we not allow this person to eat it today on Shabbat, we won't allow this person to eat it ever. But not only that, we're not going to allow anyone to eat this food at any point. So this also is under the category of something which is now completely forbidden. And therefore, even though they violated the Shabbat, still nonetheless, that slaughtering, which normally would cause this person to have to pay a significant amount of money, 4 and 5, so according to these opinions and looking at it this way, then you would not have to pay. There would not be considered as though you actually slaughtered something. So it's interesting, we find that, and perhaps we could also derive this message for ourselves, we can learn from it, that it's not just doing an action, but it's actually doing something in which will be purposeful. If a person just goes through life and does certain things, but they're doing it without meaning and purpose and any benefit to them, then in certain respects, we, just like over here, will say that it really has no meaning what you've done.